Part 3 of the S4 restorations. From the last video, as you saw, I was doing the underbody coating on the vehicle. Didn't manage to finish it last night. Woke up early this morning, managed to finish it. So let's go take a look. Right, let's get under here. As you can see, I've completely covered the rear end of the vehicle, and that was the Hammerite underbody seal. It looks 10 times better than what it did. The finish, like I said yesterday, is very good. Excellent finish on it. So the plan is today then is to try and get majority of the suspension back on the vehicle. I say the plan because obviously nothing ever does go to plan. So this is what came off the S4. We've got the rear suspension, the exhaust, the fuel tank, the rear diff, the rear subframe, a few heat shields, and the anti-roll bar. One good benefit I have noticed removing the suspension, the previous owner had the BC racing coilovers installed, which is a bonus for me because it means less money that I have to spend. I'm going to keep his calipers, so I'm going to take his calipers and the caliper bracket off. I'm going to refurbish those today. Picked up had some spray can paint mixed for me the same color as the vehicle with the vehicle's paint code. So yeah, I'll be spraying those the same color as the vehicle. I don't think I'm going to keep much else. Obviously I'll keep the exhaust, the caliper brackets, and the brake pipe on the rear subframe. So let's have a look into my tent of goodies. And these are all the parts which are going to go back onto the vehicle. So obviously, as you can notice, the parts that I've refurbished are a lot cleaner and tidier than the parts that came off it. So I've got various bits and pieces for the rear end and the front of the vehicle. But just today, so what hopefully I'll be doing today, the diff, the rear subframe, the suspension, the drive shafts, the fuel tank, all of that will be going back on today, hopefully. So yeah, so this stuff over here, this is for the front of the vehicle. So I've got the front subframe. I actually bought the A6 suspension. The reason why I bought that for is because I do have RS6 calipers to go on, and the RS6 calipers are straight bolt-on to these hub carriers. Unfortunately, for the original S4 hub carriers, you need to have a bracket made for them, and I would rather a straight bolt-on. Plus, these being aluminium, they tend to obviously you don't get the rusting on them, so that's a big bonus. I've got the front slam panel there, that's already been refurbished, resprayed, ready to go on. I do have a racing radiator there at the back. I'm just in the middle of doing the refurbishments to my gearbox. So this is not the gearbox that came off the vehicle. This is another gearbox I have. It's been cleaned up with the chemical, the same chemical I used yesterday, the Magnum Force Extra. It's done an amazing job in it. That was with the jet wash as well. So I'm thinking about coating this in the underbody sealant, because I like the finish on it, and it's very thick. It dries and then it's sort of rubbery, so it won't crack. So I think I might experiment with that and use it on the gearbox to see how it is. So yeah, so happy that the undercoating of the body is done. I'm just going to try to strip off the parts that I need to salvage off the vehicle parts, refurbish them, and then whack everything back together and get it on the car. So hopefully next video that I upload will be a video of everything back on the car, ready to drop down tomorrow and go for a test drive. So yeah, I'll see you in part 4.